I've got our first nonlinear system on the board. Now you may notice the first equation in the system is actually a linear equation. But the second one isn't because it has x squareds and y squareds in it. Okay? As long as at least one of the equations is not linear, it counts as a nonlinear system. So you'll often see this, that one of the equations is linear, meaning its graph is a line. The other equation is not, meaning that its graph is some other sort of curve. And I might even recognize this graph would be a circle. Okay, so I'm going to solve this by substitution. So I have to pick an equation and solve for one of the variables. I'd better pick equation 1. I don't want to try to solve for x or y when they're squared, because taking the square root would give me two options, plus and minus. Now I could do that, but it doubles the work because I would have to then plug in both options and solve. So let's solve for x or y in the first equation. Doesn't really make much difference. I think I'm going to solve for x. So x would equal 2 minus y. And then remember what we do is we take that and we plug that in for x into the other equation, so that by the time we're done with step 2, we have used both equations. So this becomes 2 minus y, the quantity squared, plus y squared is equal to 4. Notice the result there is that I have an equation in one variable. It's an equation in just y. Okay. Now, it's not a linear equation, but that's okay. This is looks like a quadratic equation. We know how to solve those. So I'm going to FOIL this out. So 2 minus y times 2 minus y plus y squared equals 4. That's going to be 4 minus 2y minus another 2y is minus 4y plus y squared. And then plus y squared is equal to 4. Now, on the left-hand side, I'm going to consolidate my like terms and also just write this in descending order. So we've got 2 copies of y squared minus 4y plus that 4 is equal to 4. And this is very nice because I know I want to move that over to set it equal to 0, but that's going to just cancel out. So we've got 2y squared minus 4y equals 0. So let's solve this by factoring. Looks like I can factor out a 2y, and that would be times y minus 2 is equal to 0. So that means 2y equals 0 or y minus 2 equals 0. Don't forget to set both factors equal to 0. Here this would give me that y is 0, and here this would give me that y is 2. Okay, so I've got 2 different y values. Each of them should have an x that goes with it. So with this one, I'm going to plug, I think it's easiest to plug back into here. If x is 2 minus y, that would become 2 minus 0. That would become 2. So I get a solution, x equals 2, y equals 0. That is a solution. Or over here, I'm getting a different solution. If y is 2 and x is 2 minus y, that becomes 2 minus 0. That becomes 2. I'm sorry, y was 2. So 2 minus 2 becomes 0. I apologize, I plugged in 0 a second time. So now I'm getting x equals 0 and y equals 2. So there were 2 solutions. That's one way of giving it. Notice I made it very clear that these guys go together. So I didn't just say x is 2 or 0 and y is 0 or 2, because that would suggest that I could mix and match. I can't. The other way I could clearly state that would be to say I've got the point 2, 0 or the point 0, 2. Now, in all of the homework, you're essentially just asked to find the solutions and then list them. The book does tend to list them as points, and they're, again, a little more formal than I am. They actually list it as a set of all points. So they would have this version, but in set braces. Okay. You're welcome to do that, but you can be a little bit more informal if you want. I kind of like to just take a look at what this looks like graphically. So we had x plus y equals 1, and x squared plus y squared equals 4. Now I mentioned that we can recognize that that's a circle. In fact, that's just a circle of radius 2 centered at the origin. So there's that. X plus y equals 1 is just a line. Okay? And what we got was that 0, 2 and 2, 0 were our solutions. Notice those are both points that are on this line. I'm sorry, it wasn't x plus y equals 1, it was x plus y equals 2. I'm looking at this and I'm saying those aren't solutions to that equation. That's because I wrote it down wrong. We did start with x plus y equals 2, so that these are both points that are on that line. 2 points is enough to determine a line. So you'll notice that line and that circle intersect at 2 points, and we just found what those 2 points are.